Chiefs Dan Diker coming off of a double-duty weekend at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway last weekend. A lot of announcing coming up this week. I've got, I think, 4 nights out of the next 5 of announcing in or around the La Crosse Speedway. Of course, it's the Interstate Fair, and I'll be doing street drags, lacrosse races on Saturday, and of course, I'll be doing a double dose of go-karts Wednesday and Sunday. And also on the program, we're going to talk about all those today. I got an interesting car show coming up at the La Crosse Speedway. Yes, it's at the La Crosse Speedway this year. We told you a little bit about it last year, but this year we're going to get knee-deep into it. We're going to devote an entire segment of the program to talk about what's coming up on Sunday. Everyone needs something to do. If you don't like the fair stuff, you want to see some great cars and some burnouts and whatnot, we'll tell you about that during today's program. As we do each and every week, we're going to jump right into La Crosse Speedway results from last weekend, and we're going to start with the La Crosse NASCAR late models, where was Ty Majeski. Every time he shows the track, my cell phone goes off, and people are doing their fantasy leagues, and of course, they're asking if Ty's there, if he's there. Well, they put him number 1, and that's usually where he finishes. For the 3rd time this year, Ty Majeski was back out in his La Crosse late model, and that boy was hooked up like there was no tomorrow. Only driver under a 19.9 lap this time. Matter of fact, I think there was only one other, might have been Brad Powell, that was even that close to his qualifying lap. And you're going to see in the last 2 laps right here. Ty Majeski opened up quite the lead over Steve Carlson. We had a late caution in this one. Steve Carlson normally jumps to the outside and restarts. This one he tucked up under Ty Majeski, right behind him in the inside of row number 2. So there wasn't much of a groove outside, so he didn't really want to trust his car. But after Ty won this race, he said that, Steve sent him a message as they restarted this one that he didn't have the car for it that night. And Steve told us he had a great car, just not to catch Ty Majeski. So Ty ends up winning another race coming into Seymour, Wisconsin. 2nd and 3rd was Steve Carlson and Brad Powell. And Mike Carlson, Cole Hamlin finished 4th and 5th, respectively. To the sportsman we go. A little bit of controversy in this one here, as a lot of people thought there were 16 laps in this race. Matter of fact, first comments Jeff Thompson told me on the mic on the racetrack afterwards is he didn't know he was running a 16-lap race. Well, some video footage put up on Sunday proved everyone wrong. There was just 15 laps, and this was probably one of the most interesting sportsman races I've called the entire year. Jeff Thompson was out to a 25-car length lead over Brad Worthen, and with about 9 to go, Worthen started chipping into that lead, as you're going to see here with the last 2 laps. By the end of this one here, there's a half lap remaining. Worthen not only catches Thompson on the front straightaway, they nudge each other in turn 2, and Worthen from Sparta goes on and wins his 3rd feature race of the season. And we're going to show you some more video coming up on Nights of Thunder coming up Thursday night. Right before when this program first airs, you'll see the interview that I had with the top 3, which was Nick Clements and Jeff Thompson and Brad Worthen. So fantastic race. Feel bad for Jeff having that big of a lead, but you got to feel for Brad Worthen as well, being able to hunt somebody down, being that far back with the laps winding down. Nick Clements did take 3rd. Steve Bachman finished 4th. Devin Schmidt from Belle Plaine, Minnesota, now liking the La Crosse Speedway, rounded out the top 5. It was all Caleb Harding, the Thunderstock feature. He led all 15 laps. Jason Bolster took home 2nd. Then it was Andy Moore and Mark Chalet, followed by Melissa Roosh. Roosh had one of the best starts of a Thunderstock feature I've seen this year, starting, I think, in the 3rd row, and split everybody. She was in the lead by the time they hit turn 1 on the lead lap, which was quite interesting to see. She also had a good night with a top 5 finish. Mark Chalet winning heat races, both in a Thunderstock and a Sportsman, that following a feature win 2 weeks ago in his Thunderstock. Exciting finish in the Street Stock. So under the lead taken with about a half lap left. You thought that the Dakota Miller from Sparta was going to win this one. Tom Farrer caught him heading into 3 and 4 with a lap car in between those two. Tom Farrer in the 0-0 picks up the win. Dakota Miller finishes 2nd. Dan Osthoff 3rd. He crossed the line having to finish backwards. He spun on a turn 4. Nobody within sight, so he just put the pedal down and finished backwards, and he picks up the top 3. Interesting crash in this one right here. Matter of fact, the whole heat race that this you see Chris Larson, the number 2, involved with, had a little bit of everything involved in this one. Chris Larson, you'll see coming into turns 1 and 2, he ends up now nosedive bombing the turn 2 tires just enough that he puts his car on its lid, and then a little bit later, a big puff of white smoke started coming out, about almost 60 seconds worth of smoke. He crawled out and was successful, stood up. He was good to go, and that was a great sight for a fantastic fan base. So good luck to Chris Larson. Minivans had their own feature featuring sportsman, driver, and point leader and track record holder Nick Clements, but this one was on the action track quarter mile. Mike Peters saw the checkered flag fly first. John Burbach, Smalls, that is, finished second. Nick Clements finishes third. Riley Miller rounding out the top four. Coming up Friday night, it's another batch of street drags back-to-back at the Crosse Speedway. Grudge racing starting at 6:45. About 17 brackets getting your way at 7:30. And check out streetdragslax.com for more information there. Saturday night racing at the Crosse Speedway, it's the Interstate Fair Special. 2 20-lap features for the lacrosse late models. Also, we're going to bring out the Thunderstocks Hornets and the Sportsman and pre-race kids rides. Get your kids signed up when you get to the track, and we're going to be able to get them in a stock car at the Crosse Speedway. LacrosseSpeedway.com. Also want to mention Wednesday night at 6:30, the go-karts, the Gooley Go-Kart Raceway are going to be racing, and they'll be announcing up there. And then Sunday, they're going to be racing again at 1 o'clock, and that's going to be some interesting racing, 4 to 5 nights, a lot of entertainment going on at the Speedway. Thomas Sparta Raceway raced last Friday night. We've got their results. In the Hornets, fast time with Steve Rosick. James Byers took the dash. He races went to Ryan Schaefer of Sparta and Jay Raines. Matt Moore ended up taking the feature in the Hornets. Pro Hornets, fast time with the Paul Finch. Dan Rosick won the heat, and Paul Finch won the Pro Hornet feature. V8 Pro Stocks, Robbie Robinson won the fast dash. The fast time, that is, Jeff Lefebvre took the dash. Heat race wins went to Bill Schott and Jeff Lefebvre, and Rick Sandwick took home the feature. Of course, the V8s took the video of the week from the Thomas Sparta Raceway. In the Sportsman, it was Jason Backus. He ran across a couple times. He was your fast time qualifier. Dash went to Bryce Miller. Heat race went to Jim Hendricks. Bryce Miller came back and won the feature. And the Thunder Mods, fast time went to Theron Raisin. Paul Brown took the dash. He race went to Darren Sallow, and Jay Potter ended up picking up the feature. Check out Thomas Sparta Raceway's Facebook page and their website as well. They got a lot of videos and some activities on there for you, the race fans. So there's your weekly recap from races around the area last week. Coming up in segment 2, a driver that wasn't up there last week but is inside the souvenir program at Crosse Speedway, talking about his 75 Matador that he runs in the sportsman class. That will be Dr. Noise Billy Martin. That's coming up next on Seven Rivers Racing.
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialists, providing Coulee Region families with perfect indoor weather all year long. Call for your free estimate today. The next time you visit the west coast of Wisconsin, there's a hotel in La Crosse you need to check into. Here's General Manager Roxanne North.
We want to treat every guest with the best that we have to offer, and that starts with the front desk all the way through the housekeeping department. My general philosophy in life is I treat my staff the way I want to be treated, and I pass that on that we treat our guests that way.
For reservations, visit the website, settlein.com.
People come here, we want them to feel like family.
Have you tried the great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. How about dinner? Try the Triple Treat Box from Pizza Hut. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, an order of breadsticks, and a Hershey's chocolate chip cookie, just $19.99. Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut.
Welcome in, Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV. I'm Dan Dyker out at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway, getting ready for a gorgeous night of racing. One of those classes involved again, as we have every night, is the Dean Sadler and Security Sportsman, and we thought we would spend some time with Dr. Noise Billy Martin. What is this, 5 or 6 years now at the track?
I think this is 7. I think this is the 7th year.
Wow, 7th year, and my first year was interesting with you. Got some CDs because he does produce his own music. As a matter of fact, you were the background music in one of my radio shows for quite a while. This year, He's even featured in the racing souvenir program here at the La Crosse Speedway because of this car right here, which I've been doing this for 10 years here at La Crosse, and I've never seen a Matador, a 75 Matador, here at the La Crosse Speedway running in the sportsman's class. When did you come up with an idea to get into this kind of a car?
It was in the junkyard for about 30 years, and it was sitting on top of other cars at the junkyard, so it was in really good shape. And when we saw it, it was getting ready to get taken to the crusher, as they all do. It was the only one left even that old. And being an AMC enthusiast, even got my dealership flag today. I couldn't let it get crushed because it was in too nice a condition. But it had been in a crash, so there's no way to fix it. Well, I mean, you could, but fixing a unibody that's that old, no one's going to do it. So I figured we'd turn it into a race car. And I knew going in that it was going to be a slower car. I didn't think it was going to be significantly slower. It is, but I don't care. You know, I get to drive a car that I like to look at. It's a lot of fun to drive. You know, no matter where I am on the track, I'm having a good time. Just knowing that I'm driving this around it. It's really cool.
Well, I know a lot of the race fans also know where you're at all times because it's a rarity to see almost any racetrack which has stock cars that run at this kind of speed on a 5/8 mile track in a Matador itself. You get a 2-page spread, which I thought was a really neat thing that the Speedway did in the souvenir program this year. It kind of went through the steps of the development from not maybe the junkyard, but when you got it home to completion.
Yeah. The first picture, which has no context, I think it's the very first picture when the story starts, is me inside the car looking miserable. But there's no context to that picture, which is I'm sitting inside there with 30 years worth of mouse pee and poop.
Right.
Because the car is just sitting in a junkyard. You know, that's a house for a mouse, many mice. So it was disgusting. And I had to take all the interior out of it. So I took that very first picture. It's like, I should document all this. This is the first picture. This is me being miserable that I have to do this. So that's, yeah. And then the track had said they wanted a bunch of pictures of people's cars in development over the course of the year. So I said, well, I've got pictures of the whole thing. And it actually, overall, thanks to Justin Mulligan, it only took like 12 days from start to finish to do this. It is insane. And we only, you know, I'm only here on the weekends because I don't live around here.
Right.
So 12 days, that's insane, you know, how efficient he worked on the car, and you know we did work too, but you know it's mostly his guidance that got this done so quickly, and it looks exactly like it should. You know, a lot of people were not sure that it would end up. You know, it's pretty easy to turn a car into a mutant when you're trying to make a sportsman, right. But I was very specific. I was very adamant that it looked like Bobby Allison's car did when they raced it, and it turned out pretty good. So I'm happy.
So as we talk with Billy Martin, Dr. Noyes, what are some of the things you're finding out that you're having to work on week after week to make it a little bit fast? Because I know that for about 2 or 3 weeks you just weren't happy with it. What have you done in the past 2 or 3 weeks to tweak it maybe a little bit quicker?
We've been starting to make the setup more like last year. The setup's changed this year because of the ride heights and all the new rules. But I've got, you know, the car itself doesn't weigh anymore. It's just where the weight is so much higher that it's messing the handling up. So I actually ended up making the car almost 200 pounds overweight just to try to get some weight down there, see if it would make a difference. A lot of time our cars will go better with the weight at the bottom, overweight I should say. Right. It didn't work. And then what I was having a problem with was after 4 laps the car would just turn to crap, just immediately to crap. To be really fast and then be junk, like right away. Right. So as time has passed, I've just basically been setting the car back up to the way it was last year. And this last week, it was showing promise of being at least consistent and maybe a little quicker. But then the clutch started slipping almost the entire time we were running. So I had to bail out of a couple of races, and I just sort of farted around hoping people would crash. Nobody crashed. Not that I want anybody to crash, but if they're going to, I might as well stay on the track and try to pass them. So, yeah.
Now, you've already got a win this year as well. You got a heat race win, and maybe something a lot of people didn't expect, because when they see this car, the first thing you think of, man, that thing's got to be heavy. And a lot of drivers have talked about the headroom. You don't have as much headroom here as maybe Justin Mulligan does in his car, but it's worked to the point that you actually got a heat race win, which had to be a big monkey off your back experimentally wise with this car.
I was happy with that heat win because that was still at the point where the car was doing the 4-lap thing, where after that it was junk. The car that was beating me in that race, who ended up having his transmission screw up, which is how I got the win. But, you know, qualifying-wise, that was his first week. I qualified over a half a second faster than he did. And then when we got in the race 4 laps into it, the car was junk. I couldn't even keep up with him. So The car is capable of winning the heat race. It would be hard to win a fast dash, or even at this rate get into them, because everybody's got fiberglass bodies now and all their weight's where they need it to be. They're aerodynamic. Everything's working for them and everything's working against me. And the cars are significantly faster now. So I'm doing what I can. I think that I'll be able to win more heat races now that it's consistent, as long as guys from the other tracks don't come here and then put fast cars into the slower races.
Right.
But at least the car is competitive, and I can drive it well enough that I can maintain. And that's all I can really ask for. The hardest part about the car is anytime someone hits it, I feel a little sadness inside.
And be like hitting his Javelin that he drives as a to-work car on the city streets. Billy Martin, Dr. Noise, some good sponsors again. You've got some solid guys that have been with you since almost day one.
Pretty much. Let's take a look. Graf down here. He's been around since basically year 2. Tim McClintock, not Tom McClintock, by the way. You've announced him on accident a couple of times. This is his brother. He just helps. We made it look like he's got a motorsports company. He doesn't. Of course, my stepdad right here, wooden plumbing. Need plumbing stuff. This is the guy. Don't worry, it's not actually wooden plumbing. This right here is Paul Gilbertson. He drives in the vintage class with his brother Johnny, who drives the 88. He's another AMC guy. And then there's a new guy down here that works with my stepdad. His name's Benty. He's got a kind of construction... voice crack! I'm a little girl! He's got a construction company named Benty Construction.
Well, that is the story behind the 39 of Dr. Noise, Billy Martin. It's an outstanding-looking ride. I love the signature he's got down here. He's got the signature down here, not on top of his car that most people do, but that's Bill Martin. He likes to be different, and he does it in class and in style. The 75 Wooden Plumbing Matador Sportsman here at the La Crosse Speedway, driven by Dr. Noise, Billy Martin. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, man.
All right, I want to thank Billy Martin, Dr. Noise, for showing us exactly how he got that Matador done. You can find some different pictures of the beginning stages of when he put that car together in this year's La Crosse Speedway souvenir program. And we hope to see Billy Martin back out this week. Also, he's celebrating, I think it's the 5th anniversary of him releasing his very first CD. He's got some good music out there. Check that out on Facebook as well. When we come back, we're going to stay at the La Crosse Speedway with a different set of cars and trucks and motorcycles that are going to be invading the 5/8 Mile Sunday. It's a huge car show. That's coming up next on Seven Rivers Racing.
Have you tried the great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. How about dinner? Try the triple treat box from Pizza Hut. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, an order of breadsticks, and a Hershey's chocolate chip cookie, just $19.99. Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut. The next time you visit the west coast of Wisconsin, there's a hotel in La Crosse you need to check into. Here's General Manager Roxanne North.
We want to treat every guest with the best that we have to offer, and that starts with the front desk all the way through the housekeeping department. My general philosophy in life is I treat my staff the way I want to be treated, and I pass that on that we treat our guests that way.
For reservations, visit the website, settlein.com.
People come here, we want them to feel like family.
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialists, providing Coulee Region families with perfect indoor weather all year long. Call for your free estimate today.
Welcome back, race fans. Seven Rivers Racing, K3GTV. I'm the voice, Dan Dyker. Coming up Sunday at the La Crosse Speedway, and we've got our go-karting done. We've got our La Crosse Speedway done. We've got our street drags done. There's some more go-karting going on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Make sure you head back out to the La Crosse Speedway because there's a huge car show going on, and this is like one that you normally don't see at car shows because they're not just showing and shining. There's a lot of other things going on. And we're going to bring in Gretchen Gausmann to talk about the Wisconsin Car Enthusiast Club. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You're number 2.
Number 2.
Is this number 2 at the Speedway?
Yes, it is.
Okay. How did your number 1 go?
It was pretty good. We started out with 45 pre-registered cars and got over 300 at the show afterwards that day. So it was a pretty good start out, I'd say.
Usually when you have an event that runs the first time, it's like it's an advertisement. People want to see how well it goes before they jump knee deep into it. And after everything I've read and seen from last year, that looks like that's what's happened, because this thing has grown by leaps and bounds.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So the event's coming up this Sunday at the Crosse Speedway. Tell us, can people register cars? Can they show up as spectators? What time does this all get underway?
Everything starts at noon. We'll have pre-registers coming into the show around 11:30 to start setting up so they can get their good spots. And then we will open up at noon for everyone else coming in. It is $20 at the door to show your car on the track, and we show the cars on the track. So that's the fun part about this.
And you somehow just kind of stage them. That's got to be a really cool picture, especially with people with drones nowadays and different camera angles. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a shot at the Crosse Speedway of classic cars and car show cars being on there besides street drags, because they're in the quarter-mile track.
Yeah, exactly. And we're looking forward to that. Alex has a drone that he's going to be taking pictures with of that. So, and we want to put all sorts of cars on there, classics, imports, tuners, pretty much everything. We've got trucks pre-registered. We have a 1969 Pro Touring Camaro signed up for it too.
Nice. That was the year of the Camaro, 69.
Yes, I'm excited to see the whole array of cars that we have. We have anywhere from 1965 to 2015, and we have motorcycles, we have trucks, we have a whole array of things.
How many states are you seeing that these registrations are coming from? Because they can't be all from Wisconsin.
We get some from Illinois, we get some from Minnesota, we have a few coming from Minnesota, some from Iowa, so it's surrounding states.
Now, are you seeing, because I've done a lot of announcing at car shows in the past, you have dash plaques, everyone thinks sometimes it's a big competition. Is this kind of a competition car show?
It is a little bit. We have trophies for the judge's choice, but we also have, for this event, we have a trophy for the best burnout, the best dyno run. We will have a portable dyno, two-wheel drive dyno set up there that is coming up from Dodgeville that day.
Nice.
We will have a trophy for best car limbo champion. And car limbo's fun because people nowadays modify their cars to be lower or the lowest, so car limbo kind of decides who has the lowest car.
And all that's taking place inside the speedway, not out in the grass, not out in the back 40.
Nope, it is all on the track, all in the speedway. So.
And there's going to be entertainment, there's going to be food.
Yes, the Speedway is providing food up in the stands, so you can come as a spectator for free, sit in the stands, watch everything from there. You can come down in the track, you can walk around. Doesn't matter to us, just come have a good time.
And competitions, I think, are the neat thing. You know, and I'm not trying to slam on car shows, but you go to a car show, you go up and down the rows, you ooh and you ah, you get something and you kind of leave. You guys have added some things like a DJ and some other things to really spice this up to keep people there.
Yes, we have.
And I'm sure there's other folks that are helping out with this as well. It's not just you.
Oh, no, absolutely not. It's not just me. I'm just a counterpart to all of this. Alex Martinez is the one who founded this in December of 2013, and his ideals when he started this were to have a car community that took in classics and imports and trucks and everything, and where people can all come together as car enthusiasts and talk about these things. So it started in the Eau Claire area, and from there it just took off.
You got some bad cars in Eau Claire, because a lot of them used to come on the street drag a lot the past couple of years, so I already know what they can bring. And I'd expect they're going to be back in a lot of other car clubs as well.
Oh yeah, we have plenty of different car clubs that come all over. There's a Miata group that usually comes down. Eau Claire is bringing a group. Milwaukee's coming with a group. They're coming from all over the state. Green Bay, Appleton, everywhere.
And of course, this has gotten bigger than you would have ever expected so far.
Oh yeah, I mean, when this thing started, it was just started for the Eau Claire area, and it grew from a few hundred people to now we're up to 36,000 members on the group page on Facebook.
That's cool, and that's probably spread out throughout the United States, because it's like the racing community. You get a car club community or a car show community, they're in the same family, but they're huge.
Yeah, exactly. And we've had people from Europe even join our group. We have someone from Quebec who purchased a sticker from our club to put on his car in Quebec.
That's going to make you feel good.
Yeah,
I mean, that's going to be Alex as well, going, man, you can just kind of sit back and say, look how big this thing is.
Oh, it's great. It's just so awesome to be a part of.
All right, so give us the times again. If spectators want to go, how much is it going to cost? Give us the whole rundown real quick.
Spectators are free, so you can come, you can sit in the stands, you can watch from there. You can come down to the track and you can walk around. We will I don't have the times written down, but I know
okay.
what
They're on Facebook. You can check them on Facebook.
Yep. We will have.
I think it's noon to 6:30 is when the whole show is.
Yep. 6 o'clock will probably around 5 o'clock is when we do awards. Around after that, we will be winding things down. But during the day, we'll have dyno runs going all day. The shop from Dodgeville, I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
But they will be having their dyno run all day during everything else. We have the burnout competition. We have the exhaust competition. We have limbo, and we have photographers coming as well to take pictures of the car, so you'll probably see your car up on the website if you bring it on down. It's $20 to register your car the day of and bring it into the show.
She just asked me as I was doing my show how I could do that in one breath. You just did it yourself. See, that's how you get it done. Wisconsin Car Enthusiast Club. You can check them on Facebook. That's going to be your best way to find out all the details. There's a lot of good group conversations on there as well. I was reading a lot of discussions the past couple of days about how excited some of the people are, some of the things that they're going to be bringing, and of course some people are going to be bringing some secrets out as well. Your website is?
theofficialwcc.com.
And you can find out, I was on that a couple of days ago as well. They've got pictures, they've got their tour dates, you can find out where they're going to be for locations. The coolest thing about the website is they've got a lot of videos of what's been done in the past, so you can get a glimpse between now and Sunday of what you can expect. And of course, we'd hope everybody shows up at La Crosse and sees it live.
Absolutely.
All right, you can find them on Facebook. Add Gretchen if you have any questions between now and Sunday. I'm sure she will be happy to answer everything she has. She's answered me quite quickly. And then also on this Saturday's WBOG Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report with myself and Doc Niles, we're going to have Alex on the radio program. We're going to take a little bit more time to talk about the guts of this thing, how big it's got, and maybe where the future of it's going to be at the Crosse Speedway. Gretchen, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All righty, there it is, folks. Check out the website, check out Facebook. After I'm done doing go-karts, I'm just going to take the quick walk to the front straightaway and see some of these buttes myself. That's going to do it for the program. Check us out on Facebook, Seven Rivers Racing, and then also check out the Whitetail Convenience Stores Race Report on Facebook as well. For Gretchen, I'm Dan. Thanks for joining us in the show. We'll be back next week right here on KQEG TV.